Do this. Yes, we are live. There we are.
Yes.
Woohoo! So
Good
welcome.
afternoon.
Yes, or good morning, or where you're
Or
from.
good,
I don't know
yeah,
actually.
right.
We have everyone, a lot of people from all over the world always in our session. So I need to say that we are really thankful for having all of you here and listening to our first session today around around Copilot. And the session will be Manifest Like a Rockstar. Yes. From vision to action with Copilot. So we're going to do that in a few minutes. But first of all, I wanted to talk with you, Rosa, around this idea because it's actually your idea that popped up around this month of sharing. So can you please share us a little bit more around
Yeah, well, I texted you very late
it?
because I had this idea to have a advent calendar. I love advent calendars, and we have a lot of amazing people in our team that are always happy to share their knowledge. And I thought, why not have an advent calendar, and have behind the little window someone that has a talk, a nice session about Copilot or a prompt, something that would just make this a Copilot month while
Yes.
we're waiting for the 25th of December. I was really excited to see that you embraced that idea. And of course, we brainstormed together and it came to what it is today. So really excited to see what comes out of it. And absolutely, I will attend all the sessions myself. It looks great. And I'm ready to learn with everybody.
Yeah, awesome. I think it's a learning month for everyone who want to join, and they can do it from the Team Copilot LinkedIn because all the events going live, and as well we put them on YouTube as well, on YouTube Live on the Team Copilot YouTube channel. So two ways to learn, and from all the content around it, we're also going to make some content like actually reading content on the website of Team Copilot. So yeah, a lot of new insights and a lot of things to share. And the fun fact I think is we have people from like security side, we have people from the adoption part, we have people that are actually going to create like websites around agents and all kind of different kind of ideas and visions. So I really like that. And the other thing that I want to mention as well, and I think we also said it in the beginning, it's people from all over the world, like a lot of rock stars there. So tomorrow, for example, we have someone from Australia who is going to do it in our evening time, but there it's early in the morning. So absolutely loving it that we are going to do this together. Thank you, Rosa, for this idea, and I hope you join as well, like all the sessions, but as well next year let's do it again because I think we all can have some more knowledge and some shared experience around Copilot.
Oh, thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you. I will put Melissa in here. Let me see. There you go.
Hello.
Hey, Melissa. So, right from Miami this time?
Right from Miami.
Woo. Okay, great. So, we're going to talk about our first session that we have on the 1st of December. And we're going to talk about vision to action with Copilot. And I think a lot of things that we have in common is that we always want to have a vision for our next steps. We really want to make a great action plan for the things that we do. We're always busy as well with all the things that we want to achieve. So I think making us prepare for what's coming for 2026 is something that we actually thinking about at the moment, and we use AI for that to help us to create that. So maybe you can put something on the. Can you share something on the presentation for us?
Absolutely. So, like you said, today we're going to talk about how you get ready for 2026 using AI. So, I am going to share my screen. Here we are.
Great. I will put it in.
And can you confirm that you're
Yes.
able to see it, please?
But I see.
Ooh, no, stop share. Wrong one. Let me try that one more time. And now let me do.
Almost there.
Let's make sure. Okay. So you can see it now.
Yes, there we are.
Okay, fantastic. There we are. So
There we are.
there we are. Look at that. So what are we going to talk about today? Well, first of all, I wanted to also thank Rosa for, I don't know why it's not moving my slides. There we go. Thank Rosa for her fantastic idea. This is the very, very first session from our Rockstars. So today we're going to talk about vision boards. So what about vision boards? Well, you can use Copilot to make your version, because guess what? This old-fashioned board we used to have before is static, right? So this doesn't move, doesn't stay, and we are in a forever changing world. So using Copilot, we're going to start it in Loop. So Femke, you are a vision maker. So why don't you start us off with, how do we get started with Loop? And what is Loop anyway?
Yeah, so Loop is a really nice application that you can use as your workspace, I think. So first of all, it's really nice to put some actions in there. So I am a person who really think forward in what is the next steps that I want to do in my next 12 months. But as well, thinking about what will I capture that in my every month, every week, and every day opportunity. So it's good to create a loop space, and you see it here right away, with different kind of, it's a little bit small, but different kind of pages.
Cool. I'm going to zoom into that.
But in the beginning already, when you are going to create that workspace, you can ask Copilot as well to create that loop environment for you. You make an action board for 2026 with all the different kind of pages in it. And the fun thing that I like here is that it's really easy that you can type with Copilot in it, because of the top of the page you see Copilot, and it's something that you can ask your questions around what you already have in it. But as well, when you go to the text, you can ask Copilot as well in the text in the page to create like new things around things in your vision board. Yes.
Right here.
Yes. So what I really like is that what you put here, Melissa, because you made this one. There it is, the Copilot button. You need to know where it stands. Go back. Yeah. No. Left.
No.
Yeah, it's like where your text is as well.
Oh, yeah.
There. It's something that you really need to search for. But then you can actually ask Copilot to say, okay, this is something that I want to make bigger, or this is something that I want to highlight in a different kind of way. What you did is you made different kind of pages in your vision board. And you talking about here is your career growth, but you also can talk about your health, and as well your other goals that you want to achieve. So it brings it all together in your loop. And the other thing with loop is that you can make it like actions in it. So you have what you want to achieve, your actions are there as well, your milestones, but it's, I think, really nice to have a first idea designing what you want to achieve and how you want to achieve it. It's a fun thing. Go to a learning book club.
Yeah, right. Well, so we did all these pages, and what Femke is saying is so true. You have Copilot here to help you, because we have given you some prompts, and you can see in the chat history of the pages how we have used these pages in order to generate information from scratch. we did not create these pages using anything other than Copilot's information. So that's why we have here for you all the different prompts that were created, that were used, and they will provide you with different information depending on, of course, your account. So for health, we did using information from M365 activity, such as meeting patterns, work hours, and breaks, create a prioritized list of 5 achievable evidence-based health goals for 2026. So if you look at these, they all are drafted in a different way, different ways of prompting, different ways of asking Copilot to give you information it already knows about you. So for growth, draft a list of professional growth goals from 2026 based on information available in my account. Again, so focus on relevant role based on my role, and do it in a table and use columns and all that. So all of these are options without you having to figure out what these details are. It already knows so much about you, like Femke said. So back to our fun, right?
Yeah.
You can go and create a lot of different options, but what else do we have here, Femke?
What you see here is that with fun is that you can create like a checklist. So what you're seeing here is a checklist and all the monthly things that you can do. And actually you can put it in what is the things that you really want to achieve and what are the most things that makes you happy for your next year. I think it's really important thinking about what is the things that make me absolutely happy and focusing on the next decade. But the prompt here, share. What is the prompt that you used, Melissa? Can you share it?
Right here.
So the prompt is create a list of the fun and creative goals for 2026. Focus on having fun and being creative and learning. So if you saying, for example, that you want to learn more around Copilot, it will actually give you some information around Copilot or agents or something in your industry. Or, okay, now I'm talking not really fun and hobby thing. It's my fun and hobby thing that I also put in. But you can do as well, like more in personal perspective, for example. And the thing with the SMART framework, I think that works really well because it makes it's achievable, relevant. So the SMART framework is always good to have in all your different kind of goals that you want to achieve. So I really like it, Melissa, what you made.
Thank you. Let's talk, based on what you're saying, this is about how you prompt. And that's why we're giving you different prompts. So I could ask it to give me the information based on the SMART framework, but I could also ask it to work based on what it already knows about me, my teams, my SharePoint sites, and so forth. So if we look at the response that we got, so I can go through and take a look at my history, and you will see that I asked it first, what you see here, create a list of number of goals, right? I gave it 6 to 8, but once you use this framework, it works and it tells you exactly what you need to do, action steps and everything for each one. But if you notice, let's go to say the health area. If I go into my Copilot and go to my chat history, which by the way, it's all there for you so that you can understand how this is all built, go back to it and continue your conversation, which is part of the really big, I guess the best part of Copilot is you can continue to build as you go, which we're going to talk a lot more about later. But if you notice here, I said, okay, I want you to list, if I can scroll. There we go. Draft a list of health-related goals I can set and make sure that they align with what you know about me. So we don't have to be super ultra prompt masters, but I have good news. When I have prompting to do, and this is not only for these pages, but for anything, I use the prompt coach. And the prompt coach is part of our friends Copilot. And it really helps you come up with a better way to express what you already know you need to say. Okay, if there's anything that you can remember today, just go into Copilot and go into what's called your prompt coach. So the prompt coach is going to give you the opportunity to analyze your prompts. It's going to give you the opportunity to generate a prompt with you and so forth. I like analyze my prompt. And when I hit send, it just starts to give me the expected answer. So, oh, great. Thank you so much. If you give me your prompt, I am going to give you a much better prompt. I'm going to give you the 4 elements, make sure that you keep them. So goal, context, source, and expectations based on your prompt. So if I go here and I just tell it, please help me determine goals for 2026, it's going to say, okay, well, let's take a look at your prompt and let's see where we can make it so that it gives you value, not just a bunch of stuff. So it says, okay, well, it's a good starting point, but what do I say? You need 4 elements: goal, context, source, and expectations. And it says, well, what do you want for Copilot to do? Why are we setting these goals? Are there any references? Like, what did we do last year or the year before? And what are your expectations? This is expectations and context. I don't know about you, Femke, but they're the most complex to always do because we're not used to speaking to people that way. But anyhow, you get an improved prompt. And if you agree with me, I think this is much better. It's a suggest 5 smart professional goals for 2026, tailor on my role, and use the industry trends, blah, blah, blah. So much better, right? So if we go back to our friend here, you can probably already know that I went into the history that I have here uses the prompt coach responses in order to generate better output. So if we look at my prompts, they could be very simple, but some of them, like the fun one, for example, expand a lot more in what I actually want. And so therefore, we highly recommend you to use it to generate these pages for your vision board, but also to help you in general get better results out of Copilot.
Awesome.
So, Femke.
Yes.
We said a lot.
Well, we have more.
But we have so much more, right? Exactly. So let's talk now that we've talked. Oh, let me go back to there we go. Perfect presentation here. So we talked about what goes into a vision board, and we talked about that, you need health goals, you need goals in general, right?
Yeah.
Which is all great. And I'm having trouble here moving my pages, so you'll have to excuse me. There we go. But then once you do have your goals, then guess what? We got a plan, right? And you know all about that, Femke. So why don't you tell us a little bit about how we do that?
Yeah, so you can go to Planner or To Do or both. Most of the time you see that Planner is something that you use with more people, and To Do can be something for yourself. But if you have all your tasks and To Do, you can absolutely ask Copilot to generate it for you and create all the To-Dos there from your loop page or in your loop page. You need to find out what's best working for you. I like as well To Do, because then I have as well my emails or the things that I wanted to work on or what I need to finding out next year I want to work on, for example. Then I put it as well on a To Do. Or I have a lot of things in my mind as well where I think, a lot of content, for example, that I want to make. So I put it when I'm as well in the car or something like that on my To Do and create that. I say on my car, but in my car, but I say when I'm everywhere, I put it on my To Do and looking into it when I have time to create some content. So all the things that you put in your vision board, you can generate as well, like an action plan. And you can do that as well on your chat if you want. So M5 Copilot chat, and asking to generate a nice plan for it, like an action plan. But you can put it as well in your loop page for there or in your To Do. So I think for everyone has a different kind of way. I also love what we're going to do next. So probably I think that's as well a really nice step.
Fantastic. Well, it's all about being in action, right?
Yeah.
We can plan for a lot of things, but if we don't put it in a calendar, if we don't do something about it, It's not going to happen, right, guys? So because the world that we live in today changes so quickly, we have mentioned before that vision boards, although fantastic, they're static. So you have planner, you have to do changes with your day, changes with what you're doing, but there's more. So if you want, you can also generate a notebook. So if you haven't heard of notebooks before, I'm so glad that you're here, because they're not just good for vision boards, they're good for everything. They're like mini agents that help you generate content. So we're going to talk about the instructions first, and that's just going to take us through step by step. We're not going to do it all at once, and what we told our notebook to do. But before I do that, why don't we show you the notebook first so we get an idea. So we have a notebook that was generated. So if I go over to notebooks, and that is a Copilot application, right? All the way to the bottom, left-hand side, notebooks.
So it's good to mention it's not OneNote, it's a notebook. Yeah.
Yes. So it shows up only on Copilot. Well, it shows up on OneNote as well. But you can create them here, notebooks, and they are fantastic options. Here is what we have. So Femke, why don't you tell us a little bit about the notebook itself, and then I'll go into the details of the instructions.
So yes, if you have your loop created with everything around it, like your vision and the things that you created there in combination with Copilot, then you can say, okay, I make a notebook, and the notebook is something that you can create your contents and bring it together. So for example, the thing that you say on growth or health, you can put it there as a notebook, but you can actually put as well more data in it. So what I do, for example, I have a lot of data with my ring. So my healthcare is all over in some data. I can put that kind of data points in it as well. If I'm saying, okay, I need to have more sleep, for example, and put that data in the same notebook together to create some practice for me to do things better. But you can do it as well on your healthcare with your foods, or being with your sport, or just with your growth when you're in your way of working. So there are things that you can put in from your company and the data that you have already there in a graph, or you can say, okay, I want to put more information in it as PDFs or content or other data points that you want to put in. The other thing that I really like of the vision board, or especially on a notebook, is that you can get an audio overview as well. And one of the things that I like there is that it gives you the opportunity to short, long, or medium, but as well casual or professional. It gives you so many insights as well. When you say, okay, act like my healthy coach, or act like the one that you want to make moving me as a person, or act like leadership, someone from leadership that I can learn from, or act like, you can think about all kind of ways, what kind of podcast or audio you wanna listen to, because it really helps you. And for me, it's not only that, it's also helping when I have a customer or something like that. And I put like the meeting transcript or that kind of information in a notebook. It actually learns me a lot when I'm doing next steps, for example, PowerPoint presentation that I want to give to that kind of customer. It gives me so many more insights than I actually only did on the meeting itself. So it's really interesting that we have now a notebook. So your own data can put it in, and it feels a little bit like your own small agents. It's not really, but it's sort of. It's your, and I think it's good to mention that, again, your own thing, because it's your notebook and it's not something that you created with your colleagues. Maybe it's possible to share it as well already, I don't know, but most of the time you see that you create this for yourself. And you can ask here Copilot as well about all these kind of references that you put in that vision board. but you can do as well research around it. So the interesting thing is if you want to do some research around some subject, yeah, you can ask there to do that. Yeah. So I think it's really interesting to use this kind of notebook.
Absolutely. It's super useful. And like Femke said, the audio overview, it's fantastic. But also, here's the best part. You can take it on the go. Let's say you have to leave. You're going. Like how many times do you go to the airport, Femke? On your way to the airport, you generate the audio overview and then you're listening on the go, which is a fantastic option. But better yet, it gives us the opportunity to give it instructions. So sort of like a mini agent, but not exactly, as Femke mentioned. And we're going to share those instructions with you so that it helps you generate content because it already knows the context. So for example, if I asked it to create a, this week's checklist for health goals, please. It already knows because I already gave it instructions. So what is it that I'm looking for when I ask for a checklist? Or also when I ask it to update my vision board, because it's not going to create your old-fashioned vision board. We are suggesting that you create a PowerPoint vision board. So while this is running, let me show you what it did.
Can I add one thing, Melissa? One of the things that is also helping here is that normally Copilot is searching around the whole graph. And when you make a notebook, it's like you say, this is the information that you need to find. This is the information you need to work with. So it gives you better instructions because you say, okay, this is the references that we have.
Absolutely. You're absolutely right. You're making it your little expert on the topic. And it creates, like I mentioned, this was something that was generated right from the vision board notebook. So we've asked it to do a few things for us. So let me share with you the set of instructions. So what did we ask for our notebook to do? So we asked it a set of instructions that was, there we go. So purpose. This notebook automatically generates monthly, weekly, and daily task list, provides ideas for accomplishing the task, and suggests tasks that require attention based on my goals and progress records. You can change it to anything you want. But this is the general purpose. Like Femke said, act as my health coach that inspires me, or act as the person that I admire the most. It's up to you. But the purpose should be defined in your notebook. Instructions. And also on that note, we should talk about what is the task list generation, right? So we tell it, hey, when I ask you questions like, what are my tasks for this month? Or what should I focus on this week? Or what do I need to do today? That's why I asked it for the checklist for this week. Then it's going to use those stored goals and milestones to create that list. And it says, the monthly list should include major milestones and key actions for each goals. Weekly lists should include, so it already knows what is it that I want. So again, you tell it what you need and it gives it back to you. And then we also give it instructions for the vision board PowerPoint. So we told it, what is it that we expect? That PowerPoint that you just saw, it was created because we asked it. We want you to create a PowerPoint that has an introductory slide, that has the 4-pillar slide. So the career, growth, health, wellness, finance, and then use color themes, the key goals, and of course, the visuals. So you ask and you shall receive. And then, of course, we talked about ideas, suggestions, different pieces of information that are important to you. Same thing with tracking your progress. So prompt me, ask me questions so that you can pull in their information about your recent changes. So for example, if we go back into our notebook, we'll try again in a minute. If you go back into the notebook, you can see that there is a weekly checklist. And this was generated by Copilot. And all I did was I made some changes on the things that I did, and I uploaded it. So that way it tracks your progress.
That's
And then,
awesome.
of course, isn't it cool? And then, of course, last but not least, we asked it to have some best practices. So you can do anything you want. So Femke, I know you have a lot of different uses for this, and you can give us a lot of examples. But based on this, what is your take? And what other tip can you give us, if anything, on this notebook?
I think your goals were changing probably all the time. So it's good that you keep thinking about, okay, what is the thing that I want to achieve for my bigger goal for not only this year, but as well, what I said, make it smaller. So make it in like in months, in weeks, in so that you can first of all think about as well at the end of the week, for example, that you're asking how do that did, please give me some information for my next week, and you can put some reference there. For me, for example, I love to talk a lot with customers. I generate content. So there is a lot of data as well that you can use as say, okay, is this the thing that I really doing? Is it the right thing, right? Do I have to focusing on the right things to get my goals to achieve as well? So I think the good thing is that you as well can think about putting extra data in it to make it smarter. And then you can change your goals as well, or change your action. I think your goals will probably don't change a lot, but your actions probably need to change if you don't get your goals already there. And a good thing is that you can ask, and you already have it open here, you can ask Copilot how to respond to you. So you can give it some propose. You see here the propose, but what are the things that you actually want that Copilot is doing for you? How do we need to act? How do we need to respond? And I think that's amazing that you can tell Copilot what is the thing that you need to be like a better person in a way that you want to have your goals for the next year.
Fantastic. I couldn't agree more. So many uses for this, right?
True.
Very many uses. And if you have not used your notebooks yet, not only for the vision boards, you can use it for a lot of different uses. So make sure you do. But now once you've created this notebook and you have already the instructions built in, then the next thing is work with it. So you can ask it questions. So what are my top priorities this week? Give me a checklist for tomorrow. And like Femke said, keep it small. Try to work with one thing. So it's just ways to finish my article draft. That's one very small thing, right? What am I falling behind on? What can I reorganize or organize in a group? Or how can I organize or reorganize my ideas for a specific task? So it is all about working together with your friend Copilot, because alone we can make great things. And your vision board, although fantastic, I'm sure previous years, it's not a moving target, and we are a moving target in our lives. So we want to invite you to continue using Copilot for all of your ideas, all of your creative tasks, and your growth, because there's so much that we can learn and do as long as we do it together, along with our Copilot, along with our friends. And so community is really the key here. So today we have really nothing else to tell you other than we hope you enjoy. And this is our day one interaction with Copilot. This is our very first unwrapping of our fantastic Advent calendar. So
Awesome.
Why don't you close us out?
Wait a minute. I put us together in front. We have a few questions as well. So I think it's nice to look at that. Someone say congrats to you, Melissa. So that's awesome. People will say that they love it, as well, like the prompt function. That it's absolutely a great one. People asking the difference between notebook and OneNote. Can we explain that
We
again?
sure can. Absolutely. So OneNote and Notebook are the same in the location, but they're not the same in its functionality. Notebooks are meant to be kept static. You type information and things like that. Whereas, OneNotes notebooks are meant to be something that you continue to build on, but they're like your 3-ring binder only in your computer. Whereas notebooks are like mini agents that become experts on your content, the content that you've uploaded. So you can upload SharePoint pages, or not upload, but reference SharePoint pages, Excel files, PowerPoint presentations, pages, you name it. And so it becomes its own expert in that, whatever content that is. And so that's why we were able to ask it questions, right? And give it instructions as well as give you your audio.
Yeah, and what you say, like OneNote, is as well that you can use notebooks in it as well, right? So it's as well a little bit combination that you can use together. Yeah, absolutely good. I see as well that people asking around the licensing part. So is this, for all of this, do you need a licensing for Copilot?
Great question. So you need Microsoft 365 Copilot license, which is your $30 a month. And this is the enterprise license. So if you have your personal Copilot, it looks different and it does not come with these agents either. So, notebooks are not agents, but the agents, the researcher, the analyst, it looks different. So it's a different license. Chat is available and you can use it similar to this. I guess you could hack it, but it isn't the same thing.
So, and my final question to you, Melissa, what is your next goal for 20,000 for 26?
Ooh, that's a great question. My very next one is to hopefully grow this community in a way that it continues to make impact and help people in different ways. I want to work with you and with all of the rock stars in order to help hopefully close, or not close, but make a smaller salary gap and make us women and the people in this world just be more connected. That's
Awesome.
It's a big goal. I don't like small goals.
Big goals. Let's go. Okay. Thank you all for joining us today. I think it's a fun way to use Copilot, and I think a lot of us don't think about it this way, that you can use your different kind of applications together with Copilot, from building a vision board to actually having your Copilot as a partner with creating actions, and as well thinking with you about what are the next steps, what are the next goals actually. So it's really creative, it's really a fun way, and we hope that it will help you to create it, and as you actually learn as well to use Copilot in different kind of ways and different kind of applications that are there. Thank you for doing this, Melissa, and I'm really lucky and really happy to see like all the new things that are coming up in the upcoming weeks and days, because there are so many good content, and it was really fun to open it with you. And the next days we're going to look at so many fabulous other people. So thank you for that, and we hope to see you all back tomorrow.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. And I guess we'll keep seeing all the other rock stars. Make it a great day, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.